and a horticulturalist and best-selling book author.
Thank you.
Who, by the way, he's signing copies of his book today at 1 o'clock here in Exton, which is right here near QVC Studios.
At the drafting room, but my book's still available on .com.
Yes, so if you can't make it in, you could see some of the beautiful gardens that Philip has had a hand designing.
Garden magic.
Well, we're going to have some garden magic of our own today.
I'm telling you what, it's funny to see coming out here though, because our set directors out here, they're trying to put everything back in position, because as you see, I've been dragging this stuff all over. I'm like the child that gets at place with all the toys and doesn't put them back. That's what I did.
Put them down, put them down. Well,
yeah.
You're giving us good ideas. And so right now we're going to take a look at this set. It's a Perpetuals Rainbow Coneflower 5-piece set. Now this sold out in February. This has only been a few weeks. We were able to get some more back in, but it's not a lot. These are the final quantities of the season. Free shipping and handling still applies, even to our coneflower set, which is quite large. What exactly is a coneflower? It almost reminds me of a daisy.
Well, it is a daisy, and it is the most colorful perennial daisy that Cottage Farms offers. But in addition to being a perennial, it is a perpetual, which means it never, ever stops blooming. It blooms all summer long. It comes back every single year. And best of all, this is a native North American plant. The native plants just do better here because they already know the area. They haven't had to become assimilated or acclimated or anything. This is what they do. Also, the proper name for this is echinacea, if you know the supplement.
I do.
It comes from this. This is also the only daisy plant we offer that we do not deadhead, because that little cone right there, that's what's called a coneflower. When the petals fall off in the fall, that cone there gets hard, kind of like a little cuckleburr. The goldfinches come for the seeds. So it is a great habitat plant, fabulous colors, great cut flowers, and this is a big collection. What you see is what you get. You get 5 of these in this collection. The way that they ship are like this. These are going to bloom their heads off this year. This has got buds on it already. If you want something that's going to rock your world, get in line.
So Philip, as I look at the larger plants, all of these colors are in each pot?
That's what you got, all the different colors. So you can have a mixture of colors. If you want a daisy garden or a mixed daisy garden, say if you've got black-eyed Susans, add that in with your black-eyed Susans. If you've got Shasta daisies, add them in there. If you plant annual zinnias, this is a great companion for the annual zinnias. The deer will not eat these. The butterflies do love it, and the goldfinches love it. It's a great source of cut flowers. Once they get established, they will take drought. Now, let me just put this information out here right now, because we talk about a lot of drought-tolerant plants. That does not mean that you don't need to water the drought-tolerant plants when you first plant them. Anything you plant needs to get established the first season. After that, you can slack off with it. But in the beginning, you do need to get them established.
Okay, so watering is important.
It is important.
Make sure you get a good hose.
Yeah, exactly. From Roxanne to Palma.
Well, you're seeing the images here of the coneflowers. They have this kind of wild look to them, but you're getting all these beautiful colors, which you often don't see out in the wild. About how tall will these grow, Philip?
In my own garden, mine got about 2 feet tall, and that was just quite manageable because it's a loose arrangement. And unlike Shasta daisies, which all tend to be blooms at one level, as you can see, some of these are tall, some of them are low, some of them are in the middle. So it gives you a nice depth of vision. It's not just a veneer of color. You got all kind of stuff looking in there, which creates also shadow. You got some sticking up. I love to get up and just take a picture of one flower. And the first time that I saw these planted out like this, oh my gosh, I just had to jump down right in the middle of it because they were beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And if you ever love the film The Wizard of Oz and the Big Field of Poppies, I mean, these make those look drab. And also, these aren't going to put you to sleep. If anything, you're going to want to get up and dance.
You'll want to run through a field of flowers when they look like these.
Absolutely.
Well, I do want to remind you, this collection sold out just a few weeks ago in February. We were able to secure a few more, but not a lot. and already 300 now ordered in this presentation. Now 400, so these are very, very popular. I just like that idea that these are native plants.
Well,
these are plants that, like you said, are used to this soil. They're going to thrive for you. And look at the color, all very warm tones, the yellows, the golden orange, those warm reds. So this is already mixed for you. You don't have to plant this plant with this one to get them to grow together. Philip and Cottage Farms, they've done all the heavy lifting. And so this is one where you can mix and match, but I feel like this is already just a nice mixed collection for you.
It's already done, and I have to have the daisy flowers in the garden. The children love the daisies. It's low maintenance. This is also one of those plants that will grow in poor soil. So if you forget to fertilize this one, no worries, it's going to be just fine. But a great look to have in your garden. And I was so glad when we got them back in, because for me, a garden without the coneflowers is a little less than perfect. And I felt like that my shows without the coneflowers didn't look quite right either. So I'm really happy to have this circus tent look back in my show, because it's fabulous.
Circus. Well, okay, so question.
Yes.
I need some tips.
Yes.
What else can I mix my coneflowers with?
Well, you can mix these with daylilies. If you love the daylilies, it's just a fabulous look because they're both extremely low maintenance. They will grow in poor soil. Okay. And you want to see a look?
Here, this is our daylily right here,
because the daylilies, by the way, have been wildly popular. Y'all have gone crazy over these this year because you said you wanted low maintenance. Well, guess what?
And these are the dwarf reblooming daylilies, so they'll stay a little, they won't get too tall.
Well, also, they don't stop blooming. This is the trick. Now, I'm just going to bring 3 of them over here because that gives you the idea. You've got your daylilies, you've got your coneflowers. All of these are going on in the same area. These are low maintenance. These will grow in poor soil. If you feel like you got to cut back on money, you're on a budget this year, you don't want, the flower bed itself is the most expensive part of the garden. These will grow in regular soil.
Okay.
Nothing special at all, but also in containers. It's just a great look, and beautiful daisy flowers to cut and bring inside the house. If you send a child out into your garden and say, you can pick any flower you want, they will pick the daisy flower every time because that's the flower that's in their coloring book.
I wanted daisies for my wedding, Philip. Then I went to the florist and had sticker shock when I found out how much they were going to charge for one daisy, like floating in water. It's so much nicer to grow your own.
Indeed it is.
A lot easier on the wallet. Then I can have as many daisies in my house as I want to. This, very popular. Already 900 have been ordered in this presentation. That's about half of what we were able to bring back in after it sold out just a few weeks ago.
And is that all we're going to have?
That's it.
Oh my gosh, more. So that's it for the season.
These are the final quantities of the season. You love the coneflower. Here's your second opportunity to pick them up this season, and then that will be it for this year. And speaking of planting and taking care of, how can we make sure our coneflowers are set up for success? What should I do?
Well, I water mine in as soon as I get them, put them in sun to half shade. They'll take a little bit of shade.
But they really like sun.
The more sun you give them, the better you're going to go. But these are North American native plants. Again, native plants do better. They have no pests. You don't have to spray them for anything. The deer don't eat them. The butterflies are crazy about them. Also, the goldfinches love it. And again, this perennial was the first one in our stable this season that flew out the door. How in the world they were able to get more, I don't know. That just never happens. We never get more. So once these are gone, that really will be it. But you've got to have the coneflowers. I have mine mixed in with my daylilies as we're showing. Because I've got some areas that are under trees that have sucked up all the nutrients. These will still do beautifully in that poor soil.
Well, Philip, we started the show with just over 1,800 coneflower collections. We have less than 650 to go around. It was a sellout last time it was on air. We were able to squeeze a few more